Hey, I just got back from writing my final Japanese exam for the semester, and tomorrow morning I'm getting on the bus. The bus takes me to the airport, and the airport takes me away to Germany. It seems that in the next few weeks I will be in Göttingen, Germany, and then also in Nice on the Côte d'Azur in the south of France. The reason for the trip is to try to visit my daughter. The current indications are that I may not get to see my daughter. I'm speaking to my lawyer is speaking to a judge. It is what it is. For the last 2 years, I've been a big proponent of voluntary cooperation, communication, etc. I really did not want my ex-wife to have to go through red tape to get anything done in her life. And I didn't want her to have to deal with red tape, and I didn't want to have to deal with red tape in trying to cooperate and co-parent and do what's best for our child. But the experience the last 2 years has ended, sadly, with lawyers and judges and my having to go through legal procedures to try to do the simplest things imaginable. My ex-wife told me that I could come over and visit. I wrote back giving her the details of when I was available in terms of my course schedule because I'm at university, when my holidays were, and so on. She replied to that saying, "Thank you for this information." Very vague, non-committal answer. And as is typical of her, because I've had the experience several times of setting up plans, trying to meet, trying to somehow contact my daughter, and then at the last minute, my ex-wife tries to sort of poison it, cancel it, or she makes threats and sort of demands in a sort of blackmail way that I sign away all of my rights in order to get the visit. And it's very strange because what she's asking me to do is sign away my right to see my daughter in exchange for seeing my daughter. And by the way, at the same time, she's claiming falsely to the courts that I have no interest in seeing my daughter. At the same time, these discussions and disputations go on. So it's a bit surreal. I don't update you guys on YouTube about this too often. It is, nice for me to imagine that one day my daughter could see what's on this YouTube channel. I think it's very unlikely she'd actually want to read all the emails of who said what when. But this comes back to the question of why I would be making this trip at all. Like, okay, so whatever your story is, why am I getting on the airplane tomorrow rather than canceling the ticket or trying to get a refund or something? Ultimately, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, whenever it is, whatever it is, you don't want to tell your daughter, "I tried to visit you, but your mom sent me a bunch of nasty emails." You don't want to tell your daughter, "Well, I was going to come and visit you, but the lawyer said this and your mom said that," and, no. I've been trying to see my daughter for 2 years. I have not been able to see my daughter. Ultimately, the right thing for me to do, the only choice I can make, the thing I have to do, is to get on the airplane, fly to Germany, and if I have to spend the whole Christmas vacation sitting there in Germany doing nothing, and I never see my daughter once, I'll be able to say to her, "Look, I crossed the ocean. I wasn't all talk. I showed up. And whatever nonsense your mom says or whatever problems there were with the lawyers or what have you, I was there. I wanted to be a part of your life for your whole life, the same way I was a part of your life every day for the first 10 months of your life. I did what I could." And this is the first opportunity I've had to even be on the same continent with my daughter for almost 2 years. This tube of toothpaste has lasted for about that length of time. If you can read a bit of the Chinese language, you can tell this is not from China, this is from Taiwan. I bought this tube of toothpaste back when my ex-wife, my daughter, and I were all living together in an apartment in Taiwan. We moved from France to Taiwan together. And I've used this same tube of toothpaste twice a day, every day, for almost 2 years. So it's lasted. That's a funny little touchstone to remind me that in some ways it's been a long time since I've seen my daughter. And in some ways, not such a long time at all.